There we go. All right. So, welcome one and all. I will be sharing my screen. We're going to go through our slides a little bit and discuss what we've got for this coming week. Next weekend at the Jurassic Shred in Tallahassee. If you haven't been there, it is a great, fast-flowing course. A lot of trail work has been done out there since we were there last year, and a section of trail that we did not use last year, but it was an option, is an option this year. So when we get down to our race maps, know that they are not set until we get there and actually look at this one section that we're going to possibly evaluate and add in and maybe make some other small changes. We do have adventure. We do have our teen trail core going off, and there's going to be some stuff going on there. Their tent at 1 o'clock and 3 o'clock, and our grit tent will be hosted by Tallahassee. We will have our grit ride on Saturday, and the grit tent will be open pretty much all day with a bunch of stuff going on. But they will be posting some activities and likely some times for those activities that will be announced by Jason during the race. And during our race weekend, again, we are to leave no traces, take our trash, bring mosquito spray, bring our sunscreen. It's a very wide open field where we park and hang out. They do allow dogs, and they must be on a 6-foot leash and be uh, taken care of and cleaned up after. No open flames, no grills, no heat sources. Obviously, the smoking, vaping, tobacco, alcohol are not allowed, but especially the flames and the heat sources and the grills in the pit zone where we are on, I think we're red level for fire danger up there right now. There will be two food trucks there, and it is not the vegan gator, and it's possibly Sam, the food truck man. But we do have two food trucks there. Pit zone passes, please use those. And at this one last year, there was all kinds of chaos, and I do remember seeing some cars going into the pit zone a bit and bikes going in and out and between trailers there. So let us all be safe and pay attention to pit zone and drop off and pick up during your times, and do not drive into the pit zone. Even if that red tape happens to go down before it's supposed to, like it did this last weekend, I hope everybody knows where the pit zone drop off is where it is until that trailer is packed and we are gone. The pit zone is marked for its drop off and pickup. Head coach parking, please use that. That will be close to our pit zone. It'll be in a good spot. Uh, and really, everybody in head coach parking can just walk their stuff right into the pit zone. If they miss pit zone drop off times, they can do that then and there. Uh, Please know that if we do have lightning, we do have any of that stuff. That's why we have the head coach parking. So make sure that they are there and ready to huddle up if we have to. 2 p.m., we're hoping for our volunteers. We're going to start setting up our infield and some of the uh, ins and outs of the course, our finish areas and our parking and our staging, all those places that we need to be uh, on the infield pit zone area will be set up on that day. Saturday, 9 a.m. volunteer shifts begin. And please take a look and make sure everybody logs in and scans and gets everybody out there to volunteer. We did great last week. I really think we're going to do great this next weekend, but we do need to have important volunteers in place so we can start our pre-rides. Uh, Normal times, we're going to have our registration opening at 11. We're going to have our head coaches meeting, and we must have a head coach from each team. Please send a coach over 12:05. At that coaches meeting, we will discuss what we've seen and what we've done with the course, and you may find out that the course is going to be a little bit longer, a little bit shorter, and what the laps are going to be. And every head coach should know the cutoff times for their wave and their class and category of rider. and we can discuss any and all of that at that time. But we need to have coaches at these meetings. We had teams at the last race that didn't show up, and they were teams that had questions during and after the race, surprisingly. So please hit that coaches meeting. The fifth and sixth graders do have their pre-ride at 2 o'clock. The grit ride will be going off before that at 1:30. Uh, the course will open at 2:30, and all the course openings and pre-rides will not happen if we don't have our volunteers in place, if we need any crossing guards or anything set up. So please make sure volunteers are in line for that. 4 o'clock is our last call for pre-ride, and we will have our fast lap, which still is a coach student athlete ratio uh, and in line of sight for that fast lap where people can go out and test their tires, test their air pressure, and test themselves in the corners. Registration closes at 4:30 and the pit zone drop off ends at 5. At 5 o'clock, pre-ride is closed and no riders are allowed on the course after 5 o'clock. And that is a penalty, as we all know. Our race staging will take place 10 minutes prior to that wave. So keep that in mind. My daughter almost missed her staging this last week because she was paying attention to other things. She was there, but not paying attention to what she should have been paying attention to. So Sunday, 7 a.m. volunteers will be there. 7:30 parking and pit zone drop off will open up. Our pre-rides will start at 7:30, but we have to listen to the announcements because it won't start if we don't have the volunteers in place and everybody's ready to go. See, course is closing at 8:30, and the pit zone drop off is closing at 8:30. Our mandatory coaches meeting is at 8:30. Mandatory attendance, one coach from each team. 9:30 racing begins with our first wave, which is all of our middle school boys, which will be middle school A, middle school B, followed by six, and then our fifth grade boys. Our staging for wave two starts at 10:30 and they will go off at 10:40. We have not yet set the intervals between those groups because we're still looking at the course, but it is likely going to be 2 minutes clean and all the way through. And then we may tighten them up between in the girls' wave, especially between the sixth grade girls and the fifth grade girls, when we bring them down to 1 minute if the fifth grade girls feel comfortable and they're ready to go at the line. We do still have in place starting varsity, middle school A, then JV1. That worked really well this last race. It prevented a lot of log jams and left for some good racing. Our high school boys, their staging will be at 12:20. They will start racing at 12:30, and our last group from them will be off at 12:36. By 2:15, our racing will conclude, and we'll start our teardown, and we will have our award ceremonies. We will also be recognizing our senior student athletes that are going to be leaving us this year, and I'm going to talk about that a little bit later. But here are our waves, and this again is tentative for lap count. Our lap counts will not likely be 3 for the middle school A riders because of the time cutoffs for them, and that is all part of, we're keeping these kids within 60 minutes. And to keep them under 60 minutes, they got to do a 20-minute lap. And that's a lot of the stuff we talk about at the coaches meeting that got missed by several coaches that weren't there and said they weren't aware of the cutoff times. So this is something to look at, but this will be changing. 100% will be changing before race day. It will be posted the Wednesday before. And if we change anything, it's just going to be small things, which may be the number of laps based on the time and the length that may be added to the course. So keep all that in mind. This is a live document. Lap counts can and will change, and you can probably count on that happening this next race. Okay, so for our things to work on leading up to this is really a lot of endurance. This is a good one to have some endurance for, and I like that it's at the end of the season because the kids have built themselves up. Our middle school and fifth grade uh, loop is approximately 4 miles. Last year, I believe it measured 4.8 and 5.2 respectively between middle school and high school loops. Uh, and there is a lot of climbing. A lot of kids did not like it because there's climbing. So that is something to work on, your endurance, your power, and your strength, uh, and climbing between now and the next race. And really just uh, getting a good headspace for climbing and going up hills for that long, which, the longest one may be a 1.5 minute at 4% grade for our little kids. But a lot of the kids you'll see flying up the hill in 20 seconds. But it's a tough course. Reminders, remember the caffeinated products are off limits for our student athletes. Our feed zone is the only place for riders to take food. If we have parents, coaches, friends, riders that are not racing in that wave on the course, they should not ever be on the course. They should not be pacing riders. They should not be running next to riders. They should not be riding backwards against the course to cheer on their riders or turn around after they've ridden with their rider or ridden out to a spot to see. Do not go on the course. It does result in penalties for the rider that you are trying to support. And that's really unfair to the rider that uh, a coach, a parent, a friend, a teammate might get them 5 minute penalties. So please respect all the rules of that. Staging, we have discussed the middle school boys, then the high school and middle school girls, and then our high school boys. Only student athletes and one coach from each team in the staging area. And please pay attention to the call-ups. Please know your rows. We did have issues with riders not knowing the rows after having several coaches meetings and Zoom calls discussing, please let your riders know their rows. That makes it easier for us to call up them and those rows without going through them one by one when we have 2 minutes between each of these groups going off. So please, coaches, share that information and make sure your students know it, even if they've got to write it on their hand or on the inside of their wrist before they go up to the line. If they miss their call up, they do get relegated to the last position in their race. And if they miss their race, they will get relegated back behind all the others so that they don't affect another race. Our equipment, please check on your bikes and go through the equipment, go through your riders' equipment, check their helmets, check their brakes, check their tires, make sure everything is in good working order, and that they're ready to go before the race so they don't show up and get behind the 8 ball a little bit with with the things they need. Uh, in our we've discussed running next to, riding next to, and pacing and all this thing that the parents, coaches, and friends do. But we want everybody to support these riders and cheer for them and go absolutely crazy for them because that does more than any can of Red Bull would ever do. That does more than any like feed out on the course would ever do. Is if you're there cheering for them and going absolutely crazy, it becomes a distraction to those racers and others if you're trying to move alongside people on the course, and not to mention it's dangerous. So let's please refrain from that. Feed zone access. You will be issued these from Papa G over at registration. No student athletes in the feed zone. Head coaches or team directors can pick those up at registration and dictate who is going to be there. Please communicate with your athletes beforehand. Know who wants what bottle and when they want it, how they want it. One of the things I saw this weekend is some of the high school riders were taking feeds as they were finishing. So I think they didn't know they were finishing, but when they were offered a bottle with 100 meters to go, for some reason they took it, and one of the young men nearly crashed taking the bottle when all he had to do was go, 300 more feet. Um, so please let the riders let you know what they want, and then make sure that you're not feeding them at the wrong times. Scoring and awards, we still have our Trek fundraiser and it's doing really well. The volunteer raffle, I saw a lot of people get some cool things this weekend, which was great. Our Teen Trail Corps hours are doing fantastic. There were a lot of kids racking up the hours. I've been racking up some more blisters myself out there. So I'm really, really happy to see kids putting in such an amazing effort. Um, it's neat to see, and it really helps the entire league when kids go out there and make trails better for everybody else to ride. We need you, our volunteers. Here is our link down at the bottom at floridamountainbike.org, and then you'll see the volunteer sign up, and you can just smash and sign up on that. And you can also share it to your team or your league and your team Facebook page. Would be fantastic. On other news, things that we need to discuss is Saturday afternoon. Uh, we are going to do a little senior next step signing presentation for the athletes that are going on to race for a college team. We're going to have a little college signing thing, and everybody's going to be recognized for what they are doing. We're also honoring those athletes going in to the Air Force Academy and fire academies, and there may be some other cool things that we don't know about. Coaches, please let us know. Parents, please let us know. Riders, please let us know. And with regards to the seniors that are leaving us, we need your senior picture by this Friday, not next Friday, but this Friday, so that we can complete our poster that goes at the finish line for each of our seniors. The food trucks are there. And this is also our Power Up fundraiser week where the student athletes are recognized with a NICA prize if they raise $250 this week. So coaches, make sure all the kids know this week they still have through the weekend to get there. And it's Easter, so this they're going to be around a lot of family who may be feeling generous. So make sure you remind them, please. Our TTC hours and our adventure missions must be reported by the 9th, which is next Wednesday, to be recognized at the event in Tallahassee. And our economic survey, please fill that out. If you did not yet fill that out for Lakeland, you can scan this or you can go on to the floridamountainbike.org, and there is a link there. There's also a link in the race flyer. So any one of those places, you can find this link. If you don't scan it now, you can go in. It takes 30 seconds to knock it out really quickly. But please do that. It helps us as a league, and it helps us with the municipalities and the counties when we decide to go back to a place and discuss what we offer each other. So please take care of that for us and your teams. And that is all. We will see you in 10 days. If you have any questions for me, please rifle them off to me now. You can send them in an email, and a lot of you will send them in text messages, but please reach out and let me know what we can do for you guys, for your team, for your riders, your coaches, any and all information. One of the things that we will discuss at our coaches meetings, and I'll discuss now, is for our EAP, which is our emergency action plan. We do have the same as last year. If anything were to happen, our evacuation, we would evacuate out, whether it's weather or T-Rex or any crazy animals that we have to evacuate the venue for. We will be heading out of the neighborhood, straight out the road, making a right-hand turn, and there's a big Publix parking lot. That is our location. And for EAP purposes, we have a great hospital which is just 15 minutes away from our venue. We do have emergency services that are going to be on on property with us as always. We do not have much out there for water, so make sure you bring water. The Publix is close. There's a lot of restaurants and food places that are close. Um, but when you need water, you're really scrambling for it quite often. So please make sure your teams do pack in plenty of water for the tents and for the kids. And it looks like possibly a lot of ice. And again, that is all. If there's anything else we can do, please let us know, and we will see you in 10 days.